what's up, everybody? Hey, hello. I wanted to do a little, just kind of review of a new cymbal I got, a new crash I got. And today, unfortunately, is the day that most drummers hate doing, which is redoing the whole studio day. So I'm untangling the mess of cables and rerouting everything, cleaning everything, and redoing the kits. And I put these new heads on the Mapex, and so I'm swapping out some on my Gretsch, and retuning all three kits, making sure everything sounds good, is clean, neat, tidy, blah, blah, blah. Haven't done it in a few months, so it's time for that. But before I dismantled everything, I wanted to quickly do this video to show you guys what I get going. So we've got a Meinl. I did a lot of listening to a lot of different sound profiles, and I happened to find this one for a very, very good price. And it's a 18-inch extra thin hand-hammered B20, and it's a $400 crash cymbal, and I got it for less than $200. So apparently it's used, but it's really not used. It's just open boxed, and literally I don't see any fingerprints, marks, like nothing on it. It's a gleaming jewel. So another great purchase from Ed at Drum Flip. I can't thank that man enough, because he has a literal gold mine of stuff for what you'd usually have to pay an arm and a leg to get that sound at like less than half the cost. So with that said, let me go ahead and give you guys the sound profiles. I put my fast crash down here to give you a comparison of it. These are both 18s, but this is a K Custom fast crash, and this is the Meinl Byzance 18 extra thin hammered crash, traditional finish. So first we'll just do maybe a little bit of some light tappy poos and some light swells. Right here I have my HHX complex. It's the Sabian HHX. So love this cymbal too. This is a 21. It's the complex thin, and this has such a great crash for a ride. Alright, so that's my 21. That's, you know, my nice ride, dude. I love this cymbal. For a 21, it's so perfect because you can do really light, delicate, intricate. It really rewards intricate playing, but it can really open up too if you want it to. All right, now to the main attraction. It's got just enough trashiness to it. That's kind of why I got it, because I don't use a China a whole lot, but I do like, you know, having a nice little trash crash sound. And this has just enough dirtiness to it to make it like that, but still a great tone and a great wash to it. And quite a long sustain, to be honest with you, which is cool. So then for crescendos or, you know, that kind of stuff, and something that I need to be a little bit longer sustain, this is a great crash for that. So, comparing it to the fast crash, just the right, I mean, because I like dark, I really like dark cymbals. And it's just the right amount of darkness for me, man. So that way, you know, I really got it so that it would go with the HHX and my K-Suite 15s. But, you know, for being a K Custom, this is actually pretty bright, the Fast Crash. And I also play with the S series, which is B12 bronze, which actually I can pull out here so you get a sense of what all my crashes sound like together. But in the mix and how it cuts through, it just sounds so good. Up right away with the littlest attack, and it just keeps giving and keeps giving and keeps giving. It's like, whoa, how loud can this thing get? Yeah, there's a wall of crashing for you. And then here's just another, this is a B12. So it's pretty bright. It's probably the brightest of all. This is actually the 18-inch version of what I'm giving to Will. Will's drum covers won my 500 subscriber giveaway. So I've actually got his cymbal sitting right over here. And this is the 16-inch version that I'm giving to him. So here's the 18-inch version. The Fast Crash. The Byzance. The Complex. Now the 16 that we're giving to Will. I guess this is crash day for me because I'm crashing and burning my studio today, so I'm going to do this video before I tear everything down. This would be a great addition for Will's setup, and it's a 16, which I don't think he has. So, and it's B12, so it's durable. It'll last him, and it's got a good bright sound to it. So let me throw up my 18 here, my S Series 18. That's so great because my pitches, like they match almost like in a thirds kind of thing. You know, the timbre, I know it's like, you know, the timbre of the cymbal, but it's basically, it's going to work so great for dynamic shifts and changes, like just the combination of all of them. I can already tell just by with my ear, and because I like darker cymbals, I'm not so much I call it bang and crash. I'm not so much bang and crash type of drumming, but playing with having those different different frequency responses, and I like dark, so having some brightness in certain parts, sure, cool, but for most everyday use and that kind of thing, I'm a fan of Turkish cymbals. And let's put it directly over the EAD, and let's see how it picks that up. Having fun, but I'm having that much fun with it. But oh my goodness, this is by far the loudest crash out of them, at least in the room. And I put it right over the EAD, so I'm probably going to be clipping at some parts. I don't know. One thing I wanted to say too. Here, let me turn the volume down a little bit. Is that I bypassed all the effects. There's no reverb. There's no trigger. There's no effects. There's nothing. So the EAD is just being used as a pair of stereo condenser mics right now. So this is the true sound profile, nothing added at all. In fact, I have everything bypassed and blinking. Just to prove it. Okay? So that's the true blue sound of what this crash sounds like. And I just love it. It is thunder butter. I mean, dark thunder butter. It's just such a great cymbal. So cool. So, and mixed with my 21 inch. Oh my goodness. Let's see how that's going to do. I already know it's going to be great, but why not do it quickly while we're still filming? Delicate ride. Yeah, I mean, it could even work as like in low volume situations, as a ride. So, but it's really dark and it opens up right away. So, I mean, really like. The slightest touch variation or just going in towards the bell or out towards the bow, I mean, it's like, it's very sensitive, very sensitive. And you can hear that long wash, and it has some cool overtones, though. They're musical overtones. So that's, I mean, it's great for certain contexts and genres of music. But for an overall, just like crescendoing sound or something that needs to cut or be really dark or like the song gets huge dynamics going, whatever, this is a perfect crash for that. My goodness. All right, let's play, I don't know, play some other pattern. these are all very musical cymbals. Even the B12 is still, it fits in a certain way, in a certain context with everything else in the mix. But man, this HHX complex thing, because this is a very dark cymbal. This is a really dark cymbal. This pairs perfectly with it. And look how beautiful this cymbal is too. It's just gorgeous. But in comparison to my fast crash, I mean, yeah, that's a little too close. Let's just put it back over here. Nah, that's not gonna work. See, I have everything on different stands right now because I'm moving all my setup around. But let's take the B12 down. That way we can get a sense of this is what my usual setup is like. And then I have a Peisty 20, a 2020, which is Peisty's version of a B20, brilliant finish bronze. They discontinued that line of cymbals for whatever reason, so they're really hard to find. But it's the Peisty signature 20s. They're still made in Switzerland, but I don't know. They're Turkish sounding Peisties. I don't know how to describe it. But it's definitely by far my brightest cymbal, and it's because it's a 20 as well. But here's the 21, and this ride is so crashable. Perfect. Oh, those pitches match so perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Together they make this just beautiful, dark, just thunder. I like a kid in a candy store. My goodness, these two together crash like that is all the wall of crashable sound that you would need, man. Like just these two cymbals on any gig would do, man. 100%. Well, with hats. But these two cymbals alone, wow. it's gone on long enough, I'm sure. But also having this cymbal directly over the stereo pair of microphones. And I changed the volume down a little bit, so we'll see how that affects everything. But just in case it clipped too much because it was right over it, I'll do... Because see, the EAD is so sensitive to anything that's around it, and it is really, really sensitive microphones that are in an XY pattern. So, you know, if any shell is in the way or that kind of thing, it does kind of diminish a little bit of the sound, but hardly. But if the cymbal's right over it and you're crashing a super loud, dark cymbal right into the microphone, then, yeah. So, especially if I haven't listened back and tested any levels yet, and I'm just doing a video on the fly before I tear everything down. But I love this cymbal, guys. It's crazy now because, like, I love this fast crash a lot. Like, Dennis Chambers, he's famous for he's like, he always plays with the fast crash. Like, in all of his setups, you know, Dennis Chambers had an 18-inch K-Fast. And almost now, hearing this cymbal in comparison, I'm like, I don't know, I don't think that's my best sounding crash, actually. But it'll go great, and for me, it's on the brighter end of the spectrum for sure. And then if I need to go even brighter, then yeah, that's what the 18-inch S series is for. But that's pretty much it, guys. So you know, these aren't bad cymbals by any means. And I bought them in a pack set a long time ago, and they've withstood quite a bit of abuse. Still have the tag on them, and you know, they haven't even, there's no even patina on them. Like, yeah, there's some fingerprint marks and whatnot, a little bit of some hand oil in there, but there's no, you know, like patina coming into it. It's not turning green or anything. So those cymbals have lasted, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years of a lot of different people playing on them, and sounding great and doing well. But as my ear developed, you know, I'm much more of a darker kind of fella. So now the K fast is my brightest and my highest pitch, basically, you know. Sorry, I had to get into a little shaking there, getting into it. But man, the cymbal chokes sound great on it too. Man, it opens up right away and shuts up right away. But the sustain on it, it does have quite a long sustain, so if you don't like a long sustain on your, but you could easily just put a piece of tape or something on it. You know, put a piece of gaff tape on it, then that way when you peel it off, it won't stick to it. I don't like putting tape and that kind of stuff on my cymbals, and I don't clean my cymbals, because if you don't clean your cymbals, over time they develop their own special characteristics through just the use and kind of the wear and tear, and then your cymbals will have even more character to it over time. I don't know. I learned that from my mentor, but I used to be really anal about cleaning all my cymbals, making sure they're all shiny, and having my special cymbal cleaner and all this, and then it was like I spent so much time doing it, and it was like just an aesthetic thing, I really didn't notice any difference in sound, and if anything, it just kind of made it like even brighter and higher frequency, and those shrill frequencies, when you get that type of like, sometimes B8 and B12s can give that really shrill mid and high, and I don't know. With these, I'm not getting that, and these are opening up right away. And man, are they just? I love this crash cymbal. It's almost like the ideal sound of what I have in my head, as far as like what not like the crash, but what a good crash should sound like. And it's just beautiful. So, alright guys, well, there's a little cymbal review of the Meinl Byzance extra thin traditional finish hand hammered crash, 18 inches, in addition to a K custom fast crash, also 18 inches. Yes, I have a lot of 18s. I was trying to get a 17 and a 19, but it's what they had. And in all honesty, just because they're the same dimension does not at all mean they're going to give the same sound characteristics. So, don't be fooled into thinking that, oh, if I just get a bunch of 18s, they're all going to sound like the same sound. They can be drastically different. So, yeah, I have quite a few 18s, but I've got my, I've got my splashes, I've got my others, and I've got my 20s, and I've got my 21. And that's pretty much all I need, I'm not a huge cymbal geek, but the ones that I do have, I just treasure with all my heart. Some people out there are like huge cymbal collectors. Brian, thinking of you. But nothing wrong with that by any means, because the cymbal, they hold their value. They'll hold their value, and it's something that will always last. So that way you're able to, have something that you can get good sound with and is a good investment and will pay off over time. Especially if you got the good, it's got good sound characteristics to it and it's made out of good bronze. You'll have a lifetime cymbal. It'll be a cymbal for a lifetime. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. And thank you for watching my little cymbal review of the new Meinl Byzance, but I think paired with this 21-inch, boy, does it sound good. Wow. It's just like this, it's so rich. It's just like rich and buttery and thunderous and dark all at the same time. I absolutely love it. That's definitely my favorite crash cymbal that I own now. 100%. Alright guys, love you, happy drumming, and I gotta get to work on tearing this entire studio down now and rebuilding it. Oh, this is one thing I dread doing. This is my least favorite part of drumming. Alright guys, take care, God bless, have a great rest of your weekend.